this whole thing's built, and here's how it works. I have a bunch of stuff in here where that I've put in as to different things I've sold to people, aka, different things I've sold. But this is for a friend, so, whatever they sell, they typically do like nifty custom artwork stuff. So we got some T-shirts and engravings, and then for each one of these invoice numbers, I have who it was sold to. Now, like my biggest customer is Randy Bennett because he's cool and he buys all kinds of nifty stuff with that YouTube money. Um, but then there was that, well, your mom also bought a little bit of stuff, so there she's on that one. Now, so I have 7 invoices that I've sold things to people on different days. So day one, I put down it was sold on January 1st. And my due date comes up 30 days after that. And it puts this whole thing here, and you're good to go. Adjustments, you could throw some stuff in there, and it'll try and, so if you wanted to have tax always be a default, you could put in like equals, that times whatever your tax bracket is. We're in California over here, so that's stupid. There you go. And it even adds the tax if that's what you really want. I'm going to leave that alone. Anyway, so you can do that, and for each one of your invoices, you could just hit that and print it, and then hit that and print it, and hit that and print it. And as you're trying to go back and figure out how much you've, charged, you can just start summing. You have a total available here of what's been used. Let me make my window small enough, and it'll put your sum right there, and you can even keep track of how much you've spent there. This will at least give you a nice running tally of all those things that you've done. Hope that's helpful. A friend asked me the other day about being able to do like an invoice that he could then use for his side business, but he wanted to be able to track stuff within it and do stuff. So I'm gonna like walk through a way of keeping it so you can track all your stuff, but have your invoices and mark some stuff down on it. And this is completely on the fly. You're gonna watch me discover it based off of an idea, and let's see where this goes. So I've just opened up Google Sheets, and I went to their template gallery, and I see there's one called Invoice here. So I'm gonna use that generic template, and let's see where we can go from here. Awesome. My company, 123 York Street. Perfect. That's exactly where I live. That is my house. Invoice, that'd be awesome. Submitted on, I'm going to be playing with that. We're going to come back for this one. Let me give myself a little note to come back on this. Fix dates. Invoice 4. And I'm going to want to have some company name, address, etc. Awesome. Now, where's my invoice number? 123456. Cool. So I'm going to want to be able to like bill items, quantities, and come across on this, right? And we got our subtotals and adjustments and nifty. Okay, so this has got all kinds of nifty little stuff on here, and we want to be able to automate this so we can keep track of it. Now, yes, there's QuickBooks and there's things out there, but I'm a cheap son of a gun, and if I can find a way of working 10 times as hard as I should to save myself 5 minutes, my entire house is automated with this kind of stuff because I'm that weirdo. So, let's see. First things first. I'm going to steal this. No, I'm going to steal this. I'm going to up here, and I'm going to give myself a space. I'm going to call this one invoice number. Right? So this description's way too long now. I don't want these to call. Oh, I'm gonna undo the niftiness here because I don't want that, and that's some extra columns. So I'm going to have invoice number 1 had some T-shirts. Blank. There was 10 of them, and it was $10 a piece. Now I'm gonna want all of these to always be a price. Cool. And I'm going to say single color printing. And I did 10 on those 10 T-shirts, and that was another $5 a piece. I'm making up random prices right here on the fly. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to give myself a bit more space here. I feel like this is, let's see, if I print this, landscape. Whoever wants to default to landscape? That looks just dumb with landscape. Awesome. Now, it gives me some space there. I don't know what that extra one is. Oh, I dig it. I'm gonna copy these 2 rows and 2 rows below. Is it gonna keep them a thing? Sweet. Now, so this is just like product. Why would you be that complicated? I want that times that. Why do you use formulas for things that just make simple sense? Awesome. Now, I don't want all of this to be in here every time. So, to make this disappear, I'm going to say if my price, let's see, if my price, which is, what is it, F19, start on that equation because it's simpler and easier. If I want, if F19 is not, and is not is weird because it's greater than less than, because that's like, there's no not equal to sign. And if it's not equal to blank, right, open quotes for nothing, I want to do that times that. But if it is equal to blank, I just want it to stay blank. I'm going to copy that down. Check this out. Right here, when I copy it, oh, I missed. Down. Once I've done it, it gives me some blank spaces there. So now it still looks professional without a bunch of random zeros. Adjustments I don't care about right now. Awesome. So this is now going to be populated. This is going to be really cool. So I want a real fun formula. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go filter, and I want to filter this stuff based on an invoice number, right? And I want that invoice number to be equals that. F12. Poof. It's going to give me a reference of the error, and that's cool. So if I put my first customer in here as customer 1 pulls up my blank t-shirts and my single color print. Oh, I made a mistake. I needed to keep those other two blank spaces in here. Check it out. Insert one left. And there's a cooler way to do this, but we're going to do dirty and quick. Now, I don't ever actually need these in here. I just need them to exist. So I'm going to hide it so I don't have to ever see it again. There, it's now gone. Ta-da! So, because those two spaces are C and D columns over here. It's stupid, but it works. Now, it puts in $150 for my thing. Done. Piece of pie. But let's say I want to have, a company name, or, who's my invoice for in here. We're going to call this items on invoice. Now, I'm going to make and companies invoiced. So, I'm going to put invoice number, company name, and I want it to be, what's after company name? We're going to have the address, line 1, address, line 2, and city, state, zip. Sweet. Now, invoice number 1 is going to go to Randy Bennett. Also a 1, 2, 3, 4, anywhere. Actually, I'm going to say Randy Bennett at randybennett.net because that's the coolest website ever. And he lives at 1, 2, 3, 4 generic lane in Nowheresville, California. Oh, I missed. Here's the other phone on Google. Enter California 91111. Is that enough ones? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now, and check this out. So my invoice is now. There's a cool function in Google. It's called VLOOKUP, which means I can make it look up this thing from this list. Right? Now, I can say I want the second line, which is this one, second column there. So see, it already pulls up. Randy Bennett is my answer. Is sorted. I'm going to say false. It makes it work a little bit harder when you say false, but if your invoices ever end up out of order, it'll mess with you. So just say false, so it'll pretend like it's always out of order. Now, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to just copy it down. Oh, that was the other thing. So as I'm copying it down, it got all angry with me because it starts moving the reference thing. But do that. And poof. Now, I got this. I want column 3. I want column 4. And I want column 5. Sweet. Now, when I put in an invoice, and here's the cool part for this. If I go to look up the invoice later, so let's say I went to invoice 5, it'll pull up new information. 5. Sweet. Now, I got this. I want column 4. And I want column 5. And I want column 5. Sweet. Now, when I put in an invoice, and here's the cool part for this. If I go to look up the invoice later, so let's say I went to invoice 5, it'll pull up new information. So invoices 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all going to be to that same first company, and that's okay. He does a lot of business. Invoice 7 is Yo Mama Inc. They don't have any second address line. They're at 4321 Smith Lane, and they're in, I don't know, San Diego, California. I don't know what the zip code is. There we go, 9,000. It's wrong too, but that works. So, as I go through, let's say I change my invoice now. Invoice number 5 was still to Randy Bennett. If I go to change that to invoice 7, it pulls up Yo Mama Incorporated. That's cool. But let's play with our invoice here. And so, the second one was laser engraving. And they did 100 items at $5 a piece. And the third thing they did was some more laser engraving. And they did 5 of them at $5 a piece. Well, no, you did it at $7 a piece because you didn't get that cool bulk discount. You only did 5 things. And I know they do a lot more T-shirts. So let's say invoice number 4 was some more cool T-shirts, but these ones are going to be white T-shirts. I did 50 of them at $10 a shirt, and then this is going to be single color prints again, and they did the same 50. We're going to do that at $4 a shirt, and then number 5, nothing special, just billing people. I did one of those for $100. And 6, they did some artwork design. I did one of those at $500 because that was a big, giant project. So, I did 6. I need a 7th invoice because I made it up to 7 here. What was the 7th thing we sold? 7th thing was just more artwork. And they did one of them, and that was a smaller artwork. We're going to call it $300. So, as I did it, it pulls in that artwork design for $300 for invoice number 7. If I change that to 3, pulls up what was done for that person. I do 2, pulls up what's done for that person. And the cool one is, this person was trying to figure out a way to track all of the things they've charged for, and you could be able to put in here all that stuff. Now, if you want to be a little bit extra, you can put in, for your own accounting, you could put cost. And you could say those T-shirts, cost me $9.50. And the printing cost me time, so I ain't gonna put anything in there. And some more T-shirts cost me $9.50. I hate that it's not turning that into money. There, now it's money. And there you go. So you can actually go through and find how much you spent or how much you brought in for tax purposes. So that's kind of a nifty, quick and dirty little invoice. So I was gonna come back to this. Fixed dates. Duh. So, the other thing, I guess I want to be able to have, some date that this went to. So let's go, companies, because the invoice line for the companies one, I think, would be easiest to use that on. Yeah, we'll call this invoices. These are companies. I don't want to call them invoice numbers. There we go. We're gonna put a date on this one. Date of invoice. That way we can track which ones were spent on which day. I'm going to say this was 1/1/2022. This is 1/5/2022. And screw it. We're going to just add 2 days to that. And then add 2 days, and add 2 days, and add 2 days, and add 2 days. Sweet. But now, copy, and right there. Now I've just we've got a bunch of random dates on here. So, last thing I want to do here is I want to be able to change my submitted on yada 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 yada. So I'm going to steal the formula I used here, copy, and I'm going to put it up here as equals, equals, wrong type, I'll get there, I'm not doing so good here, there we go, I'm going to be equals to, I want the words submitted on, and then I'm going to say and I don't want this date anymore, I want the results from there. Now I know it's now column F, so they A, B, C, D, E, F, that's 6. 4, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that didn't even what I wanted. Oh, I know. I need to call that a date. So let's make that text. And then format. I'm going to text it the way I want it, which I want it to be day slash month slash year. Let's go 4-digit year. Poof. Ta-da. Now, as I change, ooh, that's weird. That's day, month, year. I don't know why I did that. Man, I'm not. There we go. Month, day, year. Awesome. That makes more sense. I'm not British. Cool. And as I change the invoice date, I will change the invoice on there. Due date, because I just jump over things, and I want my due date to also be based off of that. So I'm gonna go like equals. We're gonna same like VLOOKUP, cool function there, and I want my search key to be my invoice number, and then the range is going to be here, and I want A B C D E F. I want number 5, and then is sort of false. Now, oh, that's 5. I want 6. There it is. So that's the date, right? But I don't want it to necessarily be due on the date I've done the invoice, because that's mean, right? I need to give like, typically 30 days, right? So there we go. Now my due date is going to be 30 days after whatever the invoice date is. So like I've put it out, billed it, due date's 30 days. You could change that to whatever number of days you want. Let's say you're a 15-day person, or let's say you're a company that has all the money to slush it in the world, and you give them 2 months. Whatever it is, you could do your net 30. I think net 30 is your typical average, so I'm going to leave that as net 30 in my template here, and good to go. Well, if there's anything else you'd like it added, hit me up, randy@randybennett.net. That's randy@randybennett.net. I'm looking for cool ideas of things to talk about and help people spreadsheet magic. Let me know.